And we are recording. Okay, thanks. Let's go full screen. There we go. Okay, it took forever to do that, but here's the start. All right, go. All right, hey, how you doing? This is David Soderlin, the Chief Architect at WattsGoingDown, and I'd like to take a few minutes and talk to you about a couple of really neat features that we have, Halo and SoftOff, and also Daylight Harvesting, which is a brand new feature for us. So let's take a few minutes and talk about how they work. So this is what the home screen looks like for WattsGoingDown. You can see the different areas here. For today's talk, I'm going to be using tennis courts as an example, mainly because it's very easy to see exactly what's going on with them, and it's language that we all kind of understand. Now, in the top left is a little menu icon, and if you press that, then we're going to get a pull-down menu, and we're going to select the Advanced Toolkit, which is where Halo and SoftOff reside. And we will go through and select SoftOff first, and then we'll talk about Halo in a little bit. So SoftOff basically says that we want to turn off light in any vacant areas that is only next to vacant areas. So in this case, court 1, the court on the left is occupied and it's a full brightness. Court 2 is vacant, but it's next to an occupied court, and courts 3 and 4 are vacant and are not next to an occupied courts. They're only next to vacant courts. So if we select the SoftOff and basically turn it on, then courts 3 and 4 now turn off because they are only vacant areas next to vacant areas. Court 2 stays on in vacant mode because it's a vacant area next to an occupied area, and court 1, of course, stays occupied. Now, if that's too aggressive for you, we have the ability to turn on a switch called Must Be Unanimous. What that says is that we're not going to turn off any lights until all the areas in that group are vacant. So in this case, court 1 is still occupied. When court 1 becomes vacant, out go the lights. So it's just a really great way to really maximize your energy savings. It also is a great way to automate a building. It basically means that whenever anyone's in any area, the lights will stay on, either vacant or occupied. But at the end of the day, when people go home, the lights will all turn off and will stay off. If there's an emergency during the middle of the night, as soon as you walk into an area and get picked up by an occupancy center, the lights will all come back and work as normal. So it's a pretty neat kind of feature. Now, for some customers, they don't want lights to ever turn off in the middle of the day for any reason, or maybe during a shift. So we have the ability to do it only between a set time. So if you come down on your SoftOff menu and select only between and hit the plus, then it gives you a little pop-up and you can choose the time. In this case, we're going to go from 9:30 until 6:30 in the morning, and we'll tell it OK. And lo and behold, there it is. We can see that now SoftOff is only going to work when all the areas in this group are empty, and only between 9:30 at night and 6:30 in the morning. Now, if we've decided that we don't want to do that, then it's just a simple matter of selecting the trash can and selecting the time that we want to delete. In this case, there's only one time there, 6:30 to 9:30. And pressing the delete button, we'll get a little confirmation menu saying, are you sure you want to do that? We say yep, and now we're back to not having any SoftOff. So now a complementary feature to SoftOff is Halo. And Halo actually uses energy. It doesn't save energy, but sometimes it's better because you use a little bit of energy to save more energy. So in the case that we talked about before, where court 1 is occupied, court 2 is vacant, and courts 3 and 4 are unoccupied, and the lights are turned off by SoftOff, court 1 might be getting a little bit dimmer because there's no light spilling over from courts 2, 3, and 4. So what we can do is we can call up the Halo feature. We can set it to whatever light level we'd like any vacant court that's next to an occupied court to be, and then enable it. And when we do enable it, then the areas that meet that qualification, which in this case are, court 2, now go up to the halo mode, which in this case is 35%. One other feature I'll talk about right now, just because it's convenient, is we have the ability to disable occupancy sensors for a set period of time, up to 12 hours. This is if you're ever having an open house or there's some reason you're doing maintenance where you don't want the occupancy sensors to turn off. This is a great way to override them for a period of time. So you just select a period of time, and when that time has elapsed, then it just goes right back to normal. So this isn't the kind of thing where you can turn off the occupancy sensors and forget to turn them back on. Okay, now we're going to take a few moments and talk to you about what's going down. You can see our little robot guy is chilling now and having a little margarita because he's feeling so good about this product. Anytime that you can create a complex product that is incredibly easy to use, I feel like it's a home run, and I'm super excited about this. So let's go back to our tennis court example, and let's turn on daylighting on court number 3 in recreation mode. So what we're going to do is go to court number 3. Now, standing on the court, you can just go through and move the slider until you get to a light level that you think is the light level that you want to maintain. In this case, it's going to be 75%. And now we're going to go through and we're going to press the little slider there to enable daylighting, and we are done. That's simple. Now when we go back to our main home page, you notice that there's a little sun icon, and because court 3 is in recreation mode, the icon's telling us that we're actively using daylight harvesting. Now I'm going to take just a little second and show you something that has confused a couple of people at various times. Let's go to court 6, which is currently vacant. So it's set in recreation mode, but it's running in vacant mode right now. And let's enable daylighting on in recreation mode right now, and then go back to the home screen. And now you notice that there isn't a little daylight harvesting signal on there, but yet daylight is enabled on court 6. Why is that? Well, it's because we're in vacant mode. When court 6 becomes occupied, it'll go into recreation mode. Recreation mode has daylighting in it, and we'll see that icon pop up there. So it's a great way to know that the courts that are occupied have daylight harvesting working or not working. So anyways, that's it. I want to thank you guys very much for your time. If you've got any questions or comments, please contact us either via email or by phone, and I look forward to catching up with you. Thank you very much. Shit, how to turn this off? Just stop screen recording.